Okay, I'm going to call to order the Town of St. Paul Planning and Zoning meeting for Tuesday, August 18th. It's approximately 7 o'clock. First order of business is to do the roll call. Leah?
Here.
Jason? Tammy?
Here.
Eric?
Here.
And Gary is here. So we have a quorum. We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we don't have any public comments, right? So I think we'll pass by 3, and we'll get into the regular agenda. So 4.1, discussion and possible action of approval of the minutes from our July 21st, 2026 meeting. So let's take a look at those, and then somebody wants to make a motion once you get through that.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Can I have a second?
I'll second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's passed. All right, we'll get into 4.2, discussion and recommendation for the Country Club Storage Edition final plat. And that's you, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you talk a little bit about what's changed in the plat?
Really, what we understood y'all wanted the house to be a residential, and the rear of the property to be the commercial.
Right.
For storage. That was,
So that's what's depicted on this thing?
and asked for a drainage easement to actually be defined and established. To dry creek bed.
So it's a
And
drainage.
that was what I think the engineer had asked that it be defined.
Okay, so this has drainage on it? Thanks, Tim. Oh, drainage, okay.
And right here. So it must come through here and
Remind me again where the house is? Which part
The
of the
house is 3021, it's at the front of the property.
On Aztec Trail?
On that, it is Aztec, correct, yes.
Okay. So it's not, is that a part of lot 2, or is it part of lot 1?
you can come point.
Yeah,
it might be
please.
easier.
I was going about what you.
Yeah.
This is the storage part. Lot 2 is, the house actually sits right here.
Okay. All right.
This was the water.
The drainage.
That's a culvert underneath the driveway.
Okay. All right.
And down here, that's just the neighbors, that has nothing to do with you.
No, that's, this one goes all the way back, and I was wondering to tell whether, this is an existing, I think that's the phone tower, or is that not? There's a telephone tower. in there.
Oh, it's a fiber. So it's a fiber, yeah, this is utilities.
So,
It's on core.
so the home is on this area and this area is going to be used for the storage?
Mhm.
Okay.
Which is what we've been doing it as just open storage. And this has all been rock for years. And then this is just a residence. There's a garage here and a residence sits here.
Okay. And so this is going to turn out to be covered storage, is that?
They'll be covered here and here.
Okay.
This will be just open.
Okay, that's kind of what I remember. So really nothing's changed, you just flattened it, right?
Correct. Well, again, I guess it was the engineer that said, let's make this into two.
Yeah, because this is really residential.
Yeah.
Okay.
And of this is only, this part is truly in the ETJ? Is this back line is not?
I'm not, I thought this was all.
The whole thing? Okay, okay.
And then this is ours also. That was an acre and a half, 1.15, which is where we have buildings now.
Okay, that's where the connection is.
And our gate sits probably right about here. And there's a gate has this computer or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been in talks with Calhoun County then, right? And so when we get this to,
That's
this
once,
thing,
once,
they're looking for the final plan, right?
that'll be our next step after all, if approved.
Any questions? You can look at this if you want.
Well, the paragraph up here talks about.
Yeah, it's right here.
Actually,
Sorry.
ETJ, not there, number 561.
What's this?
Yeah, I don't see it either. Yeah, 561, I don't know, 561. Yeah. Okay, Eric, did you have a question?
No, that was it. Just wondering where 561 was.
Anything you want to think about?
I was in Greenville.
I don't see a designation that shows that specifically.
You still have the zoning ETJ map around to see?
I don't believe it, no.
Would you have?
Do we have a ETJ, like a map of St. Paul where the ETJ is, where this property?
Aztec.
Is it all in the ETJ?
Yes, it
It's
is.
all in the ETJ?
Yes.
None is in St. Paul?
Aztec is actually the line. So
Oh, okay.
Aztec is where we share with Lucas. So anything on the other side of Aztec is Lucas.
Okay, okay. That's what we need to know.
Okay, well, if there are no other questions, can I have a motion from you guys?
The motion we're looking for is a recommendation to send it to council for final approval.
Yeah, I'll make that recommendation that we send the final plat to town council for approval.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that passes.
Okay. All right. We'll get you on the council agenda for September.
I know y'all didn't have anything to do with it, but whoever repaved Aztec from down the, I guess it was the Lucas, St. Paul boundary line, thank you.
I'm glad that that finally got resolved.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Thank y'all for just being part of the city.
Now more people will be cutting through there though,
Yeah.
to avoid the lights.
Oh.
They marked off the turn lanes for Tom Thumb today.
Oh.
Yeah, so all of a sudden there's 2 turn lanes in the Tom Thumb shopping center.
That's why Aztec got fixed.
Yeah.
Lucas fixed it.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a dispute for many years about who had authority over that road and who was in charge of fixing it.
Yeah. All it took was a top thumb.
All right, so 4.2 is is done. We'll move to 4.3, discussion and recommendation for the Connection Point Church Addendum Final Plat. And that's you.
That's me.
Long time no see.
Yes. So I do have a copy here, I'll bring it up to you guys. This is just about as basic as a plat as you can get. It's just creating it into a, apparently it's unplatted, so we're just literally calling it Lot 1 Block A and platting it. The reason we do have to plat is in order to get our building permits and our septic permits. We did get the septic plat approval actually today, so it was very good timing. So all of the standard notes from the county, stipulations there. So
This is hot off the press, huh?
this is, yes, so this will, the intention is, assuming it goes forward, is it'll get approved at council, and then once we get all of our building permits, which we're currently in the process, we're in the final couple of comments with the building permit, we will hopefully be moving towards construction in the next handful of days, so.
So other than you being required to plat it, nothing's really changed, or has something changed? Like,
No, nothing's
where-
changed, it's just the formal plat that goes with the property. We have to plat in order to get our building permit by the town ordinances, so this is the first step.
Right. Where is the driveway? Where's your driveway? Did that move? Or are
Yeah,
you ready
so
across
the-
from the?
Yeah, so the driveway there that's at the signal, we actually just got our TxDOT permit approval too. So we'll have another driveway on this side, and then the one that lines up with the light is there. So yeah, things are falling into place very quickly for us, so.
Okay, so 2 driveways, that's good.
Mhm.
All right. And speaking of the septic system, you did get approval, but isn't there a stipulation if you change anything, you have to put a new system in, or what was that all about?
Yeah, so we're doing a completely new system.
Oh, you are?
Oh, you are,
Yeah, oh yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
We would like to, we coordinated with the for it to not be septic, but it was very complicated, so we're going septic, so.
Ah,
All right. So ultimately, once this gets approved, we'll be positive about it, then are you going to come back with structure and actual layout? I know we've seen it several times.
Yeah, so we're presenting, so our SCP was approved. The requirements are, we are presenting on Monday night, I believe it is, with, I guess technically ABL is presenting, but
Yeah.
the drainage and the traffic studies, so that's happening Monday night before the town council,
Okay.
Yeah.
as part of the SCP stipulations, so.
Yeah, the plat and those 2 items are the last thing, and then we can start issuing building permits and all that good stuff.
Okay. All right. Okay. Any questions?
You already answered the questions I had about the entrances.
All right, so I need a motion. All right, I'm gonna make a motion.
I'll make a motion to, I'm the motion maker today. I'll make a motion to approve that plat
And send it to council.
and send it to town council.
All right, can I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, that's approved. Been quite a while.
The hard part's about to start though, the building.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the hard part's done. Yeah, no, we're very excited.
Great.
It's gonna be good.
It is.
Okay. All right, so we will move on to a discussion, 4.4, discussion regarding proposed ordinance to prohibit distribution of unsolicited printed materials and door-to-door solicitations. So I'm sure it's in the packet. Yeah, the pictures.
This is the second handout, the one that you sent me this afternoon.
The one that's stapled?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did look through this. I figured we may not have very much to discuss unless I looked through it. And I did. There's a few things, it was pretty good. I mean, this is not probably that difficult, but there's a lot of things to cover. Mostly what I found was some inconsistencies in the font. Since there's a mention, I guess the first page, I don't really think there was anything. Findings and purpose. I didn't go through this in tremendous detail, and I didn't do a lot of research on this, but I did some. So that still has to be done. So it's not really, I didn't find a lot of things wrong with it necessarily, but I would like to verify some of the things.
Where did this copy come from? Is this from legal or is this?
This one came from Larry.
Oh, Larry, okay.
Larry's the councilman.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I did go through it and did some Googling,
Okay.
and just some of the wording cleared a little bit of things up. I made a ton of notes and kind of rewrote it, but the base was really good, and I was comparing it to, what city was it? It might have been Dallas, or it might have been the one that I don't know if he mentioned one in his email.
He did.
He did email, or he did
Yeah,
mention one.
yeah.
I think maybe that's the one I looked up, and so I tried to base it off that, but they actually they had a couple sections that I thought were important to put in here also. Because I think the issue here is you have to be really specific with, it's not just solicitation of any product. You want to make sure that's what, when I was Googling it, said you want to kind of distinguish between like commercial distribution. You have to make sure you have wording in there that you're not being selective based on like religion and political parties and things like that. You have to be really careful with wording. And so I fluffed some of that in here too.
Yeah, there was some of that, you're right. I wouldn't say mine was the most complete, like you probably did more research, but I noticed that he mentions town, but then, so I put a definition of the town state.
I love it.
Yeah, because you reference something, you should have, what does that mean?
Right.
So I'll just go through mine, and then if you want to go through yours, that's fine.
Mine might be longer, so.
Well, that's okay. You know, I think I do agree with some of the wording, because I know that there's certain things you can't block,
Right.
like political campaigns, religious, and there's another one. But you know, then when you do give somebody a permit, and yes, you should charge for it, not me, we may charge for it.
Yeah.
Who's gonna buy her a new car, she drives around.
Right.
But we don't have any police, so that was, you can't turn over to law enforcement, county's not coming down here
Right.
to.
So that would be one of the questions I have too. So if, let's say we do this, it's not our problem as the P&Z making this ordinance, but let's say council passes this ordinance. Who is going to carry out the act of looking, investigating, sending, obviously, you know, Alex can send an Instagram if she wanted to, but someone's got to follow up. And the question is, who is responsible? In the past, we've had an interesting year or two. The town secretary drove the town, right? They were the ones that, in addition to our code enforcement, they would look around and kind of catch up on stuff and let the code enforcement know, hey, this person's breaking the rule, to follow up. So in the past, that's who did it, and I would think would notice, hey, there's a flyer on the ground, and investigate. I just don't know who would do it. That's not probably our problem.
And I
It's
did
probably
bring that up
council.
because I
Okay.
wasn't sure, and actually I changed one area. I think I said it's either the code enforcement or it's a delegate of the mayor. You know, let him figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who we're going to sign. I mean, who's going to actually go around and make sure that these people are permitted? Because by the time you see the flyer, the people are gone, right?
Yeah.
Unless they've got a permit with the town.
So, and I think that was it's either in his or the one I was messing with, that you want to, like, I think most of them they're, I was just looking on the pictures. It looks like they have a name. So the company, it's not, if Kroger puts a flyer in this package, it's not Kroger.
No.
It's the mailer,
Right.
who it looks like right here, it's save.com, right?
Saver.
So that would be the ones that you would have to reach out to and stuff like
Yes.
that. And the other problem you're gonna have trouble with is if it was those individual ones you get in the mail, I get them for like donating
Yeah.
to an animal shelter or whatever.
Right.
If those are on the ground, you could consider that, because that's part of, I think Larry's problem was like, it's littering, right? It's on the street, we want to keep things clean. You find one of those, who's to say, I didn't put one there, that must have fallen out, it was trash.
The 30-mile-an-hour wind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Trash
it
and
may
nothing.
be challenging to execute.
Well, and so I also put in there a way that they could argue back or an appeal. So if you look at section 6, that was where I put the mayor's designee or the town code enforcement. And I crossed out peace officer. But down at the bottom, appeals, if you try to go after somebody and they don't do that, like you said, they got blown out of the trash. Okay, well, you can't charge me for something that we didn't do. Blew out somebody's trash. I mean, so you have to do that, or we're gonna be in court a lot.
Yeah. And the only thing you can always hope that it's take a shot at it. You turn them there, you tell the company, and you might get maybe 40% of the companies are just like, not worth my time, I'll pay the fee, That might happen. But ultimately, it's not fixing the problem. If we were trying to get money, that would fix the problem, but we're not trying to gain money, we're trying to
Right.
clean streets, and that, it may not be helpful.
Right.
So that was the biggest thing. I think it's great in theory if we could make it work.
Yeah, we had the same problem in our little homeowners association, and we got a hold of the company that does that and stopped them. So they don't do it in our neighborhood anymore.
Oh, nice.
But that was our initiative to take, go after them and find out, who are you? Because Saver.com is not really, that's not really who it is.
Right,
That's just a company that agrees to do something, I don't know, collect the money or something.
sure.
But they did find after looking, because after about a couple, maybe 4 weeks, 5 weeks, everything was stuck at the bottom of the ditch,
Yeah.
rotting,
Yeah,
because nobody picks them up.
Right.
right.
There were a couple other things too, and this was only going to be a discussion. I didn't think we were going to solve this. I mean,
Yeah.
we're not going to come up with a final one tonight, but there was one that I have no idea what it meant, because it was in section
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, it got
I think-
smushed together. It's supposed to be receptacle, placed in a designated receptacle, but it got like separated by,
The
Yeah.
indie.
which was supposed to be somewhere else.
Okay, all right. Because I looked at that and I go like, I have no idea what that is. You just switch languages on me.
Receptacle.
Receptacle. It just put in space the, in space the, in
So if I
between.
take the V and D
Mhm.
out,
Yeah.
then it's a word, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. I always hate to guess what somebody was trying to tell me, unless I know exactly.
So for the permit, so if they were to get a permit, would it be published on the website that this company has a permit to distribute? Because I think most of the reporting is going to be individuals. Hey, they're throwing it out in my yard again kind of situation. But how does anybody know that it's
I guess,
acceptable?
Well, Alex has a lot of spare time, so she
Yeah. So I was wondering, like,
I guess
put it
when
on the
they,
website
when
or?
they would call to bother you, you would say they have a permit, it's legal, and that would be,
Mhm.
Either that, or it just depends on how we would make the process. So we, after, if something like this got passed, we would then have to make an application and make a process, so it'd be like twofold. But so I think we would decide at that time, but either it would be, we just permit, And like you said, when people call, or
Hopefully by
they
then-
could carry it around.
Hopefully by then, there's other
Oh, yeah.
helpers to answer your phone calls where you can keep being busy doing the other things.
Yeah, I mean, it might be easier to make them require that they show it to people before they engage in conversation.
Well, and that's one of the things that was, I saw on one of the other websites when I did some research, is they were supposed to have it on there. They're supposed to have their ID on them as they're distributing.
That
So
makes
that if you
sense.
ask them, why are you doing this? I don't want this stuff. Then they can say, I've got a permit and here's my
Yeah.
permit number and my ID.
Right, and I guess the other thing in regards to like Larry's concern, it all is the same, I guess, but the question is, are we worried more for litter? Are people upset because there's litter on the ground, like those plastic bags that get wet and you have to go pick them up, they're disgusting?
That's disgusting.
That's my least favorite part. Or is it door to door, your roofers, your people selling solar, those are the one, or meats. Those are
Meats.
the three things, right, that people come door to door and you answer your door and you have to listen to the spiel. So, but if they get a permit, you know, though, I mean, it's not that big. I don't feel like I get that many because our neighborhoods are so spaced. Whereas like my old house, I lived in a true cookie cutter neighborhood. We got door knockers all the time. So it just depends on how problematic this really feels like it is.
And if a Girl Scout or something comes by, some kid that's.
Yeah, and then
doing
you
it.
want the Girl Scout to have to get a permit. Like I feel bad that,
No,
it's gonna cost more than the boxes and they're already expensive.
it's already a lot for them to walk from one house to the other. They earn to be able to knock on the door. Yeah. But I guess that's not printed material, so then that's different. This isn't about sales necessarily.
What is
It's
this?
just them leaving, like their calling card, their business card. kind of
So
thing.
this one here, the one that I kind of messed with, and for some reason, some of the things look like they're missing, so I don't know if I just printed Larry's off with my notes or what. I think that's what I was trying to, I put it as there's like in my definition, let me just see if this is different, I'm so sorry to do that. Yeah, I must have, I added it on my Google and forgot my computer. That's why I said there's a distinction between like commercial distributor, it was talking about, there was a section for politicians, there's a section for like each thing so that you can know. It even, the one I was messing with even talked about, you know, I want to give y'all a mailer. So let's say you're going to fine me because I didn't get a permit. Well, what if Gary's the one distributing my mailer? Does he get the permit? Do I get the permit? Do we
Yeah.
both get the permit? Like, it gets a little sticky. So I can send you the one that I was messing with if y'all want to keep going down this, this path. Sorry, I didn't print the real one. I think I meant to and I forgot.
Yeah, because that's also, like, who gets the fine? Who gets the penalty? Is it the company or the person that's distributing?
Right.
Working for
And that
the
was
company?
something, you just have to make the distinction in your thing. The other part that they had, the Dallas or whatever one that Larry, the one we looked up, they had a section in there that also told, it was basically in the ordinance, it was telling citizens how they can prevent, which is by getting a sign on their door,
Yes, that's on
which I thought was really nice to include. That way it's also included, so if they still get mad and you're like, they had a permit, well, I don't want that, well, this is something you can do, because it kind of puts it all into one.
Yeah, that was actually in his thing.
Was that in here too?
Yeah, just I don't know where.
Oh, the opt-out, probably, yeah.
Yes, it was in the opt-out. You can put a no solicitation, or no soliciting, or something similar,
Mhm.
and put it on your door.
Or mailbox.
They can't give it to you, they can't leave that stuff. But if they're gonna throw it in your front yard, it kind of has to be in your mailbox too, right?
Yeah, I don't,
Because I don't know, they could just say we didn't see it. So I don't know, I mean, there's more of the work that has to be done. I
Mhm.
just thought we should talk about it because, I mean, he took the time to put it together. And it apparently bothers him, so, which I understand.
yeah.
I think it bothers a lot of the town, more than just Larry Nail.
Yeah.
There's 2 houses on my street that you drive that have been abandoned for years. One right next to me, and then one that we had the dumpster pile of garbage get to the street to pick up the garbage that people are throwing in their ditch until the people that they hired to cut the grass come around and mow them up and shred plastic.
Oh, that's.
And they're blowing all over the place, right?
Clogging up the culverts. It's littering, it's pollution. Hopefully 6, 8 months from now, we're not still talking about it. That's anything that's passed to do something about it.
Okay, I think we all agree. It's a matter of, this obviously needs more work, a little more work. But it was pretty good, but.
Before we put more work into it, do we need to try to figure out, again, it's probably not our business as the P and Z, but is it, how will it be enforced? Because if we're not gonna enforce, if we're not gonna be able to enforce it, is it worth putting the effort in until we have that resource available?
I think you were taking questions, right?
So go actually watch the council meeting where this was first discussed. I believe it's the July meeting. I can't recall exactly what the attorney said, but he was sitting here and council asked the same question and he did provide a response. I just don't remember what it was.
Okay.
That was
Go
cash.
check it out.
Cash.
Yeah, it was over cash.
Yeah, over cash.
I want to say he said it was going to be code enforcement that would deal with it, but it's probably going to be one of those things that's on like a complaint basis. Because like you said, it's going to be really hard to observe it happening.
In the research that I did, a lot of cities have police, and so you had to file the permit with the police, and then if you didn't do that, then they would come, but we don't have that.
Yeah.
So it's gonna have to fall on somebody in this building.
See what he said, and then if that doesn't answer the question, or if you still have questions, let me know.
Okay.
And we can find out.
But you do have some questions we asked, right? Tonight?
And I wrote down the thing about, I just heard a lot of discussion, I didn't hear any specific questions.
Well, one of them was the enforcement part, so
Mhm.
if we can get that from the town.
Video, yeah.
I mean,
This wasn't the topic we were going to talk to Travis about, was it, the code enforcement officer? Or
that was
that
the fence. The fence was what we were gonna talk to him about, but that, how do I say this? Kinda got stalled,
Yeah.
so we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, if you want, we can throw together, or I can throw together what I heard, the questions that were coming up, because there's things are we gonna cover them, or are we not? But enforcement, if you can't enforce it, why are we doing this? Unless the town just says, if you don't force them to get a permit, then you have no control over them, because they'll just, like they have been doing, every Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever, they throw them in the front yard. Or in the ditch.
I've never seen him doing it either. Come on.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Well, I don't know when they do it, but I know that, they're not there, but when I walk, they're there. So I don't see them either. I don't know.
Very
that-
sneaky.
Very
Very
sneaky.
sneaky.
It's a guy on a bike.
Yeah, let's see if the video answers the question about the enforcement, and then if we still have follow-up questions, I can discuss that with the mayor, because I will need to seek his authorization before reaching out for legal advice.
Yes.
Am I allowed to send y'all my copy? I don't know how emails work. Can I send it all to you? We won't talk about it, just that way y'all can look at it and see.
I think you can send it for a review, right, amongst us?
Yeah, anything what I understand is anything can be sent out, it's just you
We
can't
can't
all
all
start
we can't all
replying
reply.
to each
Okay.
other.
Okay.
But if you feel more comfortable, just send it to me, and then I can disseminate it to everyone,
Okay.
whatever works.
It's on my Google, I gotta figure out how to get it to the other email. I don't know how to.
I think you might have a neighbor that can help you with that.
Yeah. I can probably get it on my computer.
All right, so anything else we want to talk about with this proposed ordinance? I mean, there's work that has to be done, but we probably have some things we need to figure out first before we can take it further. But I did some research, I didn't probably do as much, I just didn't have the time, but I did notice that a lot of the towns have the police which we don't
That's the
have.
stickler, I think.
Yeah. It's easier if they handle the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
The permitting and then, yeah.
But I also wonder even,
They'll catch the guy throwing them too.
well, I was gonna say, I wonder even how successful they are with, police are busy. They have a lot of things, and I don't think catching the mailer bandit is gonna be top priority.
But you didn't need the police in your HOA, you're saying?
No, no, because everybody who was complaining, same scenario. Nobody picks them up, and then they have their own lawn mowed, and it blows it everywhere else. So even though you picked yours up, when the two neighbors on either side, they mow it up, then now you got shredded stuff blowing across your yard. And so, yeah. And we have people that are there only seasonal, so they're not there. And they didn't want the stuff laying around when they weren't in town, for the reason
Oh,
that you said.
people that live there seasonal.
Yeah, yeah, they live in another state part of the year. Right. So, it's a clear sign when that stuff builds up that, hey, is there anybody actually here?
Right.
And then they can break in, right? If it's already abandoned, I don't know what they're gonna take, but, these people live there, but they weren't home. So,
The other question I have is, how do you notify these companies that you've placed an ordinance? Whereas we didn't have one before, now we're gonna have one. How many free passes did they get? It's not like, you said it's pretty challenging to figure out.
it was
Who
challenging to
person
figure
zero
out,
is.
okay, who controls this distribution?
Right, so the question is, how did they figure it out that we've passed an ordinance?
Well, they're not gonna look,
Right,
so
Yeah,
you're gonna have to tell them,
right,
Alex.
and then how do you, yeah, and then how? So that's just, that's another thought, if
A
it's something.
cease and desist kind of letter or something.
Yeah, I don't even know.
But you can't just say that generally, you gotta find who are
Find who
you.
they are, which might take a little bit of legwork and stuff.
So if you found them, maybe that would be enough.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, because then it's like what y'all did, right? You just told them, hey, we don't want these anymore. And that may be the case, it may just be a little extra work.
Well, it
For the
took
town.
several attempts, but they finally figured out who was doing the distribution, and it stopped.
Yeah.
And I think we haven't had that problem since. And we don't have any other people doing it other than the normal. The guy that you look in your driveway and you hear the thumping on your roof, and there's a roofer up there.
Mhm.
Like, what are you doing up here? Well, I'm in the neighborhood, I thought maybe you needed a new roof. Get off the roof.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Someone's gotten on your roof?
That happens?
Yes, and I also, one day,
Wow.
they had a drone. They were in the front yard, and they had a drone over my roof. They were taking pictures of my roof. Yeah, that was an interesting conversation, too.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
So I said, I'll take those digital photos, but you can't do it again.
Yeah.
So I got them.
So they have pictures of your roof?
Well, I did need a new roof, but, if you start out that way, you're not in contention.
No,
Mhm.
that's crazy.
But, yeah. Yeah. You gotta make sure your roof is really, really bad because they're expensive.
Yes.
Very expensive. But yes, there's a way to get them, but, that's the only, I think that's the main one for our neighborhood. Like I said, if somebody throws it in the trash and they dump it and the wind's blowing 30 miles an hour, you're still gonna get plastic bottles and other things, but that's, you're not gonna get into it.
But even then, before, what it'll probably be is, I think in this, there was like one of the penalties is a fine, right? What it'll end up probably being is the chances of someone getting fined is probably pretty limited. It's gonna be, you figure out who sent it, you contact them, say, hey, we now have an ordinance, you gotta quit.
Yeah.
This may have just been trash, whatever they wanna say. It doesn't matter, because the first time they're gonna get called because we finally figured out who they are. And then they may just take you off the mail. It's like unsubscribe on emails.
Right.
You just gotta do it
Right.
until the next crop.
Yeah, that's why you've got to charge for the permit,
Mhm.
because you've got to pay for your running around or somebody running around
Yep.
and all the work you're going to do doing that. But yes, it's probably, it took, like you said, it took a couple weeks of digging for us to find actually who it was. Now, don't ask me who it was because I don't know, I don't remember, but it wasn't, you could pick up and look at the flyer and it wasn't apparent
Yeah.
Who are you, really? 'Cause it's
Nobody
like-
picks it up.
I know. That's the problem.
Well, it's
Mine
ads
goes
for, like you
right
said,
into
Kroger
the-
and other things, and here, get a $5 haircut or whatever the heck it is. But they're not the people that are doing it, they pay for the advertising.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, who did you pay?
That's exactly right.
And then you got the people, so, okay,
All right, so I'll make a motion to table this discussion.
yes.
um,
Yeah,
So we can review further.
I will generate some questions for Alex to ask the council. And then, so if you've got questions, you can send them to me. Then I'll coordinate that and send them to her, so it goes. Now, they have a council meeting on.
Monday.
but
That's already posted.
I was gonna say it won't make it.
Mm-mm.
They won't talk about it, so you've got till September.
Can't guarantee it'll go on September, that's stacking up to be a really big month with a lot of really big important decisions. But definitely send it to me and I will pass it along to the mayor and then he can let me know when to put it on.
That's okay. If I get it to you and you get it to the mayor, then our job is pretty much done.
Pretty much.
Because we don't put things on the agenda, so that's fine. Okay, so you,
So I made a motion to table the discussion.
okay, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that passed. All right, we got number 5.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we are adjourned.